The divorce rate in the U.S. seems to keep on rising. Actually, 50% of marriages end in divorce. Not very good odds. So what are the top 5 mistakes married people make? Author and family law attorney Susan Saper Galambrs is here to tell us what mistakes we should avoid. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
I love this. This is preventative, trying to avoid getting a divorce. What are those big 5 mistakes that we make?
All right, so I see broken marriages every single day.
What not to do.
What not to do, and what I would prefer to do is actually have people pay attention to their marriage and not end up in my office. But if you're going to end up in my office, more than likely there's been mistakes along the way. And the first mistake is lack of communication. Then you have people not making their marriage a priority.
Which is so easy when you have kids or you have other obligations and work, priorities or money difficulties. It's easy not to focus on your marriage.
Oh, absolutely.
Be distracted.
It's the hardest thing to do is to focus on your marriage, especially when you have children, or even if you don't have children. If you're working, then you're 2 ships passing in the night. If you're both working, and especially if you're both working and you have children, all you're trying to do really is get through the day.
So make it a priority.
Absolutely, make it a priority. And everybody does it a little bit different, right? Some people, they'll have date night every Saturday night. You don't have to have date night every Saturday night, but you do need to take the time to invest in each other, because eventually, if you do have children, those kids are going to be gone, and then you need to spend time together.
You better believe it. What about those other mistakes?
Then you have conveying respect. And really respect and appreciation for the other spouse. That's so easy, just when we're talking about lack of communication, to show that, wow, for the person who's staying at home, wow, this is great. Thanks so much for doing that. Or for the person who's working, I know you've had a hard day. I really appreciate it. And respect what the other person's doing. That's
great advice, to show respect and love and appreciation for whether they're the mother, the father, stay-at-home father, or if they're out, being the breadwinner.
Well, what I like to say is, for me, it's getting coffee in the morning. My husband will bring me coffee in the morning. And I can't tell you that's better than diamonds.
Oh.
So,
he's learned,
yes,
this is the way to your heart. Bring you coffee every morning.
Absolutely.
Now, you've written a book, Don't Burn the Underwear.
Right.
Where did this title come from?
Well, there's a story in the book, so you'll have to get the book to know where the story came from.
And this is actually a preventative. This is like if you're considering divorce, maybe these are things to consider if you're going down that road, right?
Right. Well, the first part of it is, the first part of the book talks about, look, is this really where you want to go? Everybody always thinks that the grass is greener. Grass isn't greener. Grass is different. So if you decide then that you do want to go down the path of the divorce, then it talks about how do you find an attorney, what's involved in the process, will my kids be okay, and then ultimately, will you be okay?
It's a scary process, but there are also tips on how to have a healthy marriage and save your marriage too. So both sides. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And again, your book is Don't Burn the Underwear, and you have to get it to know what this title means.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.